What is this? What the? What's going on with them?
This is... It can't be.
No. Canaan. No.
Wait. Canaan, no. Don't listen to it. Close your mind.
Is he with us?
I don't know. But he's broadcasting an IFF.
Attention, unidentified craft. I've received your IFF signal. The other crafts have been tainted, but you seem unaffected. Are you an ally?
Your mech looks familiar.
Well, it looks like this one's still sane. What do you think?
Getting out of here is our first priority right now. I think we should stick together.
Agreed.
Confirmed. IFF signal accepted. Stand by. I will now eliminate the infected Federation units.
He's got a sword. And his sword is better than our sword was. He actually doesn't have a sword anymore. Looks like your mech's not holding up. There. Whatever your name is.
Impressive.
Just
I
a
guess
little.
That pilot is just as effective on foot as he is in his craft.
Truly amazing. Thanks for the assist. And you're?
I am Captain Jin Uzuki.
Jin!
You don't look like you're with the regular forces. Well, whoever you are, if you're still operational, I advise you to leave. This place affects people. Some stop being people altogether.
They stop being people?
Unfortunately, we can't leave. Not until we've completed our mission.
Your mission?
Forgive us, Captain. I am Chaos, and this is Canaan. I suspect that you're part of the landing operation, aren't you? Do you know where the URTV force is now? If so...
URTVs? Ah, the special units. Said to possess an anti-Udu retrovirus.
Our mission is to protect them. Please, if you know where they are, tell us.
Well, this is quite a coincidence.
And it's starting to rain right now.
Although it's more than that. Fate, perhaps. In any case, I will take you.
For those of you that do not remember, Jin is Shion's brother. We only got a small glimpse of him in the first game, though. He reminds me... Well, I guess we're not going that way. He reminds me of somebody from another game, though. Definitely. He even has the same last name. There's a lot to live up to, I can tell you that. And now we are in charge of Chaos on foot. And we do have another save point here. I am going to use it this time. Now that we do have just the characters with us, let's go back into the menu and see how things have changed. Of course, the party screen has changed quite a bit. Item screen is the same, still have the same 2 items, except I have a little bit more of them because I want them from battles. We have Ethers, Chaos doesn't have any. Jin has learned Medica, that is definitely a good sign. This is probably a good time to go over skills. I won't be doing this on screen very often, maybe just to show off what the characters have learned in terms of skills, but this is where all of the grinding comes to. Now, the way that this works is that there are basically, the way they phrase it is that it's a solar system and each level is an orbit that you can put planets onto. I don't think it's a very good metaphor, but I guess I'll stick with it because there's nothing else that I could really compare it to. So we have 4 levels, which are different orbits. Unfortunately, I can't cycle through them, but you can kind of make out the lines there where the orbits would be. As you get closer to, I guess, the sun, the level goes up. So level 4 would be the closest to the sphere in the middle, and level 1 is the furthest away, which of course is the only thing we have access to right now. We are not going to be looking at the tutorial. The tutorial is going to take forever, and it's better if I just explain it. In each level, there are 8 classes. Now, these classes have to be unlocked with class points, which is abbreviated here as C points. We have 600 of those, which means as of right now, we can unlock 2 classes. Before we do look, well, before I say we can unlock them, we should probably look at them. Let's look at what Class A gets me. Class A costs 300 points to unlock. When I'm there, then I can actually get to the skills. Now, these skills require skill points to learn. The Medica costs 200, etc., etc. There are 3 types of skills. There is this one, which is an ether skill. This is something that will add to your ethers when you go to the ether menu. These are basically spells that can be used in and out of battle, just like the first game. Then we have these. These are mastered skills. These are new. These are permanent buffs to your character. You can tell because they have the little man logo on the right, whereas the ether skills have the little teardrop thing. But if I were to learn this one, this is a permanent upgrade. I don't need to equip it or anything like that. Should I have a character learn this, they will have poison resistance plus 25% on them at all times. I can also increase the blind resistance. I'm not going to be doing them right now. I'm going to save it for just a bit because I don't actually need the skills right now, and I kind of want to put that off until I have a better understanding of party, I guess I should say. Each one of these classes has 4 different skills. Here we can find the 3rd type of skill, this one with the little ring symbol. These are equipped skills. These work very similarly to the actual skills in episode 1. You learn these and then you have to have them equipped. I believe in this game you can still just have 3 equipped skills at any given time. So strength plus 2, vitality plus 2, the rest of them, I'm not going to go over too much. Memory though, that is a valuable one. I'll try to get that one pretty early on. Enemy zones, you'll remember them once you have learned them. We'll go over what that means in a bit, but that one is important. When it comes to Class H, you'll notice that the class points required is double what it is for any other class. That is because these are special skills that we don't have access to. We actually need to unlock these skills, mostly through items. I'm trying to think if there's any other way to do it, so I'm just going to say mostly through items because there might be a couple that are unlocked through other ways that I'm not thinking of at the moment, like plot and things like that. And then, of course, as you go to level 2, Now they're letting me go through it, which is kind of weird. Now we can get to some more effective spells, such as reducing damage. Those are ethers. Let's take a look at, I don't know, Class E. Weak resistance, heavy resistance, ether PD resistance, DD resistance. Well, those are more and more complicated as we keep going. But we can finally get up to level 4, at which there aren't very many skills or classes. Either way, there aren't very many of these. These, of course, cost a ton of skill points to learn. Increases attack when party member is knocked out. It lowers all damage received by 10%. All enemies, aura, ether attack, aura, ether attack. It's kind of basic. But those are things that we won't be learning for a long time. I'm not exactly sure how I want to approach the skills as of right now, if I want everybody to learn everything up front, or if I'm going to do something some other way. I have not decided that as of right now. So we'll see. We will see. When it comes to the skill points, you do learn those after every character battle that you have, including the random battles. The class points, though, you really have to be in a boss battle in order to get those, from what I remember. You can get class points actually by completing a class. So if I were to unlock Class A here and I were to unlock all these skills, learn all these skills, it would actually give me a class point bonus. If I remember right, the first one gives me 450 class points, which of course would be a net gain of 150 class points. So spend 300, get 450. So it's not necessarily always good to just unlock all the different classes. You kind of want to focus sometimes. But that's enough for the skills for now. And yes, that is a hell of a lot shorter than their official tutorial. You'll notice though that we actually have access to Jin here. Jin is a permanent party member based on what they say here, because we can upgrade his skills. Here you can actually see his little planet floating around on the first orbit. That's because he has learned 2 skills from Class A. He has learned Medica and Refresh. This will clear L-type status effects based on the caster's E attack. It's basically Refresh from the first game, also known as like Poison or Asuna from Final Fantasy. Either way, I probably won't be using it very often. Here we do have techs as well. This is definitely important, so I'm going to take a little time to go over the differences here. Techs are very different from what they were in the last game. You don't equip tech attacks, you don't upgrade tech attacks, you don't do anything like that. What happens instead is that you just have them. They're not upgradable. There's nothing like that. It's kind of disappointing if you ask me, but it did fix a major problem in the last game, which was the sheer amount of tech points that you needed to level those up. But in this version, what you do is you just do an attack. For instance, if I want to do Spirit Touch, I have to hit square twice. If I want to do Angel Blast and all that kind of stuff, then, you know, that changes as we go forward. But you'll notice that one thing that is definitely new is Zone. They have added something that says Zone. Now, we'll go over those later in battle, but just keep in mind that square usually does B zone, and triangle usually does C zone. That's kind of the way to look at it. Spirit Strike and Angel Shots, we'll go over how really to go through those later, and then Heaven's Wrath. Everything here for Chaos is B and C. What about A? Well, you really need to be Jin in order to do A, right now at least. He kind of does the same thing, B and C on square and triangle, just like it was for Chaos, but you'll notice he has an effect that does air, whereas Chaos has an effect that does down. That is also important. Here, though, we do have something that attacks A, and that's Soaring Blade. It'll attack the A zone, and Raptor will also attack the A zone. That is also important. Double attacks, we only have one right now, and it says that you need stop times 2. It does slash and ice to a single target. This, of course, is very similar to the dual techs from the Chrono series of games. Both Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross had kind of dual techs. This is very similar to that in terms of double attacks, kind of not worth it though. So I won't be doing them very often in the heat of battle. If we look at status, this is, I swear I'm trying to go through this quickly, but we do need to go over this. We have equipped skills. This is the stuff that I've gone over before, ether skills and mastered skills, and then also the class to kind of view what they have learned. You'll notice that a lot of things here are missing because this is the screen in which we could equip the ES Asher in. Notice how we do not equip the characters with anything other than skills. That's not by accident. That is how this game works. Some people like it, some people don't. You don't equip weapons or armor. And if you notice, there's nowhere here that I'm gaining money either. You don't get money in this game.